What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. That's STEVEE the Black. I'm back, and I'm here to give you another video today. But today is a special day because I'm not bringing you a wrestling video. I'm not bringing you a Warriors video or an NBA video or anything else. I'm bringing you an Eagles video. That's right, baby. Eagles is back. And I just thought, since I'm talking about the Eagles, might as well wear a special occasion, right? So, what am I talking about the Eagles today? Have they made some kind of interesting move? Well, not none that I've heard besides uh, letting a few people go, but nothing interesting. So, what can I be talking about? Well, I'm talking about here to talk about my top five favorite Eagles wins. I came up with this a couple days ago when I was off and I was thinking of videos of what could I do to make it interesting to pass the time until we get back to Eagles football or until I get some Monday Night Raw reviews and stuff. So I thought, what better way than to talk about my top favorite Eagles wins? So I had to think on it. Now, before we begin, you have to understand I didn't start watching Eagles football until 2010. Okay? So my knowledge of anything before that is very limited, and I've had seen some games, but not a whole lot. So some of these may seem random, but these are the ones I've seen in the past 6 years, and these are the ones that I remember seeing. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. So number five would be when the Eagles beat the Cowboys in 2013 to win the NFC East. This one is special to me because this was the first time that I had been over a friend's house in a long time. Well, actually, the first time I've been in a friend's house, period. You know, growing up, I wasn't. My parents didn't allow me to go over a friend's house too much. Why? I'll never really know. But I made this. I had moved to Florida, all new environment, new people, and I met this guy who was a Cowboys fan, and I'm an Eagles fan, obviously. So it was kind of weird at first, but we kind of clicked and we became friends, and it's the basis of our friendship. Like the reason we became friends is because he's a Cowboys fan and I'm an Eagles fan. Like that's why we became friends, and it's interesting because I think he invited me over his house. I don't remember if he invited me over his house or I invited myself. Either way, he brought me there. The Eagles were I believe they started off like 3-5 under the new Chip Kelly era, and things weren't looking too good. And then Chip Kelly, we started to get on a roll. We started beating teams. We were on a roll. We had Nick Foles as our quarterback. Michael Vick ended up getting hurt. You know, we had Shady McCoy. We had Deshaun Jackson. We had all this, and we were one win away, one game away from winning the NFC East. And who better to do it? Who better to beat than the Dallas Cowboys? That year, the Dallas Cowboys had beaten us 17-3 when they came to Philly. So this was a Sunday night game. I was ready to go, and that game was a good game because you know his whole family is Cowboys fans, and I came in there with my Eagles jersey on, and they were like, when they realized that we had won the game, they were like, "Get out, get out!" And I just thought that was funny. I thought that was hilarious. Plus, we won, and that was the last time we won the division, and we went into the playoffs. And although we didn't get what we wanted out of the playoffs, I was just like, "Hey, at least we beat the Cowboys and won the division, right?" That was the last time we won the division. Um, I'm telling you, man, that was something. It's funny too because I was talking to another Eagles fan yesterday, and I was like, "Bro, you remember that playoff win?" I was like, "I was that playoff when we lost to the Saints," and I was like, I was so angry because I'm like, we beat the Cowboys the week before. We could have at least beat the Saints, and then I think we would have lost to the 49ers or the Pack was it 49ers or the Packers. I think it would have been the 49ers. I can't remember. It was either that no, they faced the Seahawks. We weren't going to beat the Seahawks in 2013, but hey, at least we had won a playoff game, right? But I digress. So that's number five. Number four would happen to be last season, the 2015 season, when the Eagles rode into Foxborough and we ended up beating the New England Patriots, and I was like, "What? We beat the Patriots? Are you kidding?" And that was the year that they had won the Super. So they were Super Bowl champions that year. So we beat the Super Bowl champion, and I was like, "Oh my God, are you serious right now?" I was like, "Yo, oh my God, we beat the Patriots. We beat the Super Bowl champions." It was so crazy. No one gave us a chance. Like, I understand Gronk wasn't playing, Edelman wasn't playing. Amendola just got back from an injury, and people still weren't giving us a chance. They're like, "No, you can't win. You aren't gonna win." And then I was like, "Yo, we're not gonna win that game either." I said that. And then when we won, obviously people were like, "Oh, that was a fluke," and obviously it was a fluke. We faced them again. They're obviously gonna beat us, and they almost made a comeback, and we beat them 35-28. So it's like, we had no. I will admit we had help from special teams and defense. It wasn't much Sam Bradford in the offense, but they did put up some points. So I mean, I'm just saying. But even still, it's like, my God, it took Sam Bradford and Chip Kelly to beat the Patriots. I was like, "Hey, I'll take it, man." And we were 4-7 too. So at the time, and we beat them. We came 5-7. So it's like, wow, okay. But to speak on the game before that, when I said we beat the Cowboys to win the East, we had won that game 20. What did we win that game? 24-22. That's what we won. We won the game 24-22. That's what it was. All right, so number 3, my third favorite game, my third favorite Eagles win would have to be when the Eagles beat the Giants in 2010 in Miracle of the Meadowlands number 2. The Giants, they played great in that game. They did. Eli Manning was playing great. They kept converting third down after third down. They kept you can't blame Eli for this loss. What you can blame what happened is the Giants happened. That's what happened. They turned back into the Giants. They just, how can you explain? They put up like 28 points on this, and they were beating us. They were holding Vic and them back, and that was the most explosive offense of the year in 2010. And the Giants, just that game was basically for who wins the NFC East, and we beat the Giants, who had an amazing defense because they came, I know they had an amazing defense because they came back the next year and won the NFC East at 9-7 and won the whole Super Bowl. So I know that their defense is great. We know this from history. We know this personally. But still, in the thick of things, I mean, how do you give up? It's almost similar to the Super Bowl because they had us like 24-3 at halftime, I believe it was. And then we came back and just, after we overcame 3 turnovers and we still won the game. That's shocking. But then again, at the same time, it's the Giants. You know, they load to turn the ball over. Eli only threw 1 interception, I believe, and it's just like, wow. Epic Giants collapse. That's just what they are. You know, the Giants rely on defense. I mean, you think of even this year, what was their strength? It was their defense. You think with Sterling Shepard and Victor Cruz and Odell Beckham Jr. this year, you think they'd be able to make some noise, but they barely was able to put up any points. Why is that? I don't know. But even still, so that was another one of my favorite wins. It's like, yo, epic collapse. Only the Giants would do something like that. Funny, hilarious, love it. That is why it's my third favorite Eagles victory. Number 2, my second favorite Eagles victory comes from this past season when the Eagles were once again in a situation where we were not supposed to win the game, and we did. I'm talking about when the Eagles dropped When the Eagles dropped 34 points on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we had our quarterback, and his name is Carson Wentz. What is one thing I keep saying this year is this next season is going to be the year of Wentz, because we are going to round Carson Wentz with not just offensive weapons, but we're going to give him some defense too. We're going to give him help on both sides of the ball, so that way Carson Wentz can do what Donovan McNabb could never do, and any of the other quarterbacks in the Super Bowl era. He will lead us to the Super Bowl, and we will win. How do I know? Because that game right there was proof. People could say that's a fluke, but the Steelers, you know, I mean, yes, they reached the AFC Championship, but there are a couple of games this season where you was like, yo, again, people gave us no chance. Big Ben, Antonio Brown, I can't remember the running back who was replacing Le'Veon Bell at the time. D'Angelo Williams, they were running beast, 2-0. We were 2-0 each. Please, they ain't got no chance. And I'm like, the Steelers have no defense. And they're like, no, don't matter. They got Big Ben. They got Antonio Brown. They got D'Angelo Williams. They will destroy the Philadelphia Eagles. And what happened? We destroyed them. I told people, even my brother, who was a Steelers fan, I said, y'all haven't beaten us in Philly in like 54 years. What do you mean you're going to come in there and just beat us? I'm telling you, Carson Wentz is going to do it. And he did it. Now, I will say I kind of struggled because I'm thinking, okay, well, of what you're going to put in number 2, because I'm thinking, well, we beat the Falcons, who were in the Super Bowl and should be Super Bowl champions, but they're not. We did beat the Steelers, obviously, which I'm talking about right now, and we did beat the Minnesota Vikings, who had a very tough defense, but we ended up beating them 21-10. And you know, there were other few wins this season that I could have put up there or any other ones, but I wanted something from the present time, and I think this enabled us. I think we can all say that this is our favorite win of the season, and hopefully there come many more wins like this in the future. But with that being said, what is my number 1 favorite Eagles win? And that is 2 years ago in 2014 when the Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. The Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, both have the same record, both going in, both had incredible seasons up to this point. And everyone was like, yo, it's going to be the Cowboys. The Eagles, they alright. But come on now, let's be real. They ain't going to do nothing. And what happened? We smacked the Dallas Cowboys with Mark Sanchez, okay? With Mark Sanchez. Remember, we ain't had no Deshaun Jackson. We had Jeremy Maclin. We had Jordan Matthews. We still had Shady McCoy in the backfield. But we had Mark Sanchez at quarterback. And everyone was like, you remember the butt fumble from 2 years ago? What do you mean you guys are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys with Mark Sanchez? And Mark Sanchez came up in there and says, but what? But what? But what? He made Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowboys irrelevant on that day. And that's my favorite Eagles win of all time. It was beautiful to see that. I will admit I was nervous, but at the same time, I was pumped up. I was ready to go. And we all know how that season went eventually. But at the same time, that was my favorite win because I was like, yo, same record. Somebody's got to come out on top. And I believe in my team. And my team was able to pull it out with Mark Sanchez. And with that, that is about it. It was a beautiful, beautiful time to be an Eagles fan on that day. It was a beautiful time to be an Eagles fan on that day. And